What's up, Kyle Postleweight, aka Malk here at Big Kitty Games. Back from my lunch break here just for a short stream. I got a doctor's appointment and I'm gonna have to sign off in about an hour and a half. But let's see if we can't get a buff potion going. We were talking about trying to get something onto the tailor and leatherworking skill trees, and I think we will probably try and expand, either make some new recipes, or there's a few tricks up my sleeve I've yet to get into. But for right now, let's do item templates, alchemy, and down beneath that we're going to also want, and I want to put this stuff into a folder, to be honest. Can we get a folder going for furniture? Because I hate having to scroll past this stuff every 5 seconds. And most of this is furniture. Crate boxes have their use, but they do actually count as furniture. Grindstone doesn't yet actually do anything, but it's there. Lamp, lantern, shelf, stool, store sign, tables. I don't think we actually even have a water barrel. Weapon rack, and this kind of stuff. Move all of you into here. Okay, and we should probably make a facilities, but let's see. Yeah, sure. This stuff isn't being organized by profession in the first place. It's being organized by type. So let's see. All of you, and sure, and yes, and good. Facilities. What's a backpack count as? It's a tool, isn't it? More or less. Okay, it's a little easier to scroll through here. I had to scroll by that a billion times today already. Let's see now. We want to open up skill templates for alchemy, so we're going to be adding some new potions in here. Now, currently I've got this as 0, 1, 2. I think I'm going to up those to be a bit different. One thing I did want to look at was you're fine, might need you 3. And I want to peek at the skill UI with all of its magical sorting here, and refresh skill trees. This was one of the first things I built in the game. It's these big, long, complicated switches. I should probably try and rewrite this someday to be a little smarter than it is, but it works, so it is what it is for now. Refresh skill tree is going to grab all of the applicable templates, and if it deems it worthy, it's going to get skill tree templates. Now, what I wanted to do here was roll count minus 39 for an enchanting. Otherwise, we're going smaller than that, and it's currently 60. I think this can go down to like 55, and we should be able to fit. The 5th one there was kind of overflowing, and I'm used to programming the game in this tiny screen, so I forget that when you're looking at it in full screen, the buttons are actually pretty big. Let's actually take a peek at that. We'll start the game up. I'll switch to maximized view, and they should now be bunched closer together vertically, so we can fit more in there. And honestly, I need to add scrolling capability, probably both up, down, and left and right at some point. Maybe not left and right, but maybe. That's a binaire just for making it big, and we can see that the crafting skills, they're pretty big buttons, but there should be another fifth one be able to fit down here just fine now. So I'm going to add alchemy, and let's see. So I can add another 6 or 4. 5, 6 is about as far as I'm going to get, unless I want to scale them down. Enchanting, we have them scaled down so you can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the 9th is actually kind of going off screen a little bit there, is what I was trying to prevent with these guys. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is pretty good. I think we might have to do with alchemy, because I want to add attributes, and there's at least 6 attributes, but we could do all 6 in tier 2 and spread these out a little bit more. And honestly, that's probably... What's the matter, kitty? What? What? Good to see you. Can you say hi to the camera? It's been a day or two. That's his pee-pee. What are you doing? It's our yowler. So 6 will fit on there for the 6 attributes. So let's go ahead and just I'll just copy one of you over. It's probably going to do its dinky thing here. Wonder how I'm going to go about testing how to fix that. Pretty sure it's something to do with... Oh, I know what it is, now that I think about it. Maybe I can turn that off. I think I know what it is. Because it actually edits those in the editor as well as runtime. And let's see, that's under settings UI. Oh, Peepee-chan is yowling. My wife's in the bedroom with the door closed. We don't let the cats in the bedroom. Peepee is not happy about that. It's not down at the very bottom. It does not get called right here. Where is it? I think it's down beneath this shadow texture tree. Here we go. And then this is the actual method, alter tree LODs. So let's go ahead and just do let's do a definition. What is this called? Compiler define if Unity editor, and we can do end if. So only when we're in the editor, I'm just gonna go ahead and not do any of this code, and that should actually prevent that. Let's go ahead and just add like a warning, debug.log warning, tree LODs turned off in the editor. If I get into editing this in the editor and I forget that it's doing this, could have me scratching my forehead. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that'll prevent that, because it was just reloading all of those assets every time I start the game, is what was going on there. That's my wife yowling. I obecnie. So, anyway, compile that up so that it does that, and we're just going to make, I think, minor, normal, and major again for the regular potions, and we'll throw a breathing potion and like a speed potion and some things on here. And then we'll move more advanced potions onto the alchemist villager, the town building. So this is going to be strength potion. And I suppose we should make the items first. So let's see, top is 657. And yeah, we don't actually need to hard code these, but for these, we don't need to hard code them. We can put the skill code here or the recipe code here. It just makes things a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and try one out and make sure it works. So we're gonna do meow. What's the matter? What? Something happened? Timmy fall in the well? What years were Lassie on television? I feel like that was actually even before I was born. So I don't know why I know about that, but it's an old TV show, if you didn't know. What's the matter, pee-pee? Huh? You want to sit on my lap? Go ahead. This is going to be our strength potion. So this is going to be set to null. This is going to use the number, and given that this is null, when it imports it, it should autocorrect that. Item name is, let's see, minor strength potion. I'm just trying to reduce the amount of steps I have to take in order to create any of these. Honestly, it would be better if I just added this information down here. And I could have it auto-generating the skill templates using the same icon and all of that. It's possible. Hey Tech Geek, how's it going? Doing good here. Had some spicy chicken and a big salad for lunch. That would make my life easier going forward. Let's go ahead and do that. So we already have these scriptable objects being imported in runtime right here. So we could say, in the event of a built-in template being loaded, we're going to have to first add to this guy unlocking. So here we go. We'll do some new variables. This is going to be skill trees. Can be unlocked is already, yeah, that's for town buildings though. How about can be learned? That's also a little bit not what I'm, like in the future I want to have recipe schematics that actually teach you things. So I'm not, but I can rename that if needed later on. We'll work with what we got right now. I'm not going to be using a town building. We've already got an item, so what new things are we missing? Let's see. For example, category, skill tree, skill type. We better open up this guy to compare notes. He's a crafting category. This guy's already got a crafting category, so we don't need that. We need a skill tree, which is the type. Skill trees, skill tree. And we'll set that to null for start, and that is nice to be searchable. We'll put that in one line. So that's how I like to do it. And we're going to do public skill type. And this will be normal by default. What else do we need? Not going to be any bonuses for these guys, just crafting categories. All of this, recipe code, enchant code. No, not enchant. Starting level equals 0. Don't think I need that, except, yeah, I think this is all that I need. So in the event that we've got that extra information, let's say we've imported it. Now if I.can be learned, could set it up to be known by default, but that's already a button there. Can be crafted, can be learned, not known by default. If it was those shouldn't butt heads. I'll just leave that alone for now. I'm thinking I should probably add a check to say and not known by default, but so if I.can be learned, we're going to want to basically do what the skill template generator itself does. Which is right here. Going to generate a skill template. This isn't public, but this has a lot more stuff in it than I need. Do I have a reference to this anywhere? I don't think I do. Skill Action Manager. Yeah, this just gets called once and left alone. We could change that if need be, but I think a simpler solution would be to add it down to here. And so let's say down at the bottom here, we're going to do generate a skill template. And this is going to get fed back to the crafting skill templates. Well, that's probably where we want to actually call it. So I just copied that. Let's go to the crafting skill template manager. This guy I'm pretty sure we do have a reference to. Yeah. So on here, let's say engage, get. So we're going to do a public void generate skill template. We're going to give it a skill name, a description, a skill, a category, a tree, a type, a crafting category. Okay, I don't have this set up yet. So we want this over here as well. Like that. And max level we don't need. We'll add that if we do later, and then we don't need any of this either. So Now, if crafting skill templates contains the skill already, let's do a debug log warning, duplicate. Actually, let's do an error. Log error, duplicate, skill template generation detected, and we will just cancel out. Assuming we pass that, we're not going to be setting this stuff up, so we're just going to delete all of that, and we're going to feed it right into here. One thing we are not passing through here is the icon. There it is. Get crafting skill icon. No, in this event, let's go ahead and add a description too. Summary, used to generate a skill template in runtime via an item template import. And I don't need all of these, whoops. Just so that we know what's going on. And honestly, I can just pass the template in, and I think we'll have all the information we need. Item template, and let's see, template dot, so the skill is going to be the item code, whoops, template, where'd you go? Did I spell it wrong? What's going on? Template, how come it's not? Template. What am I missing here? Template dot item code, I believe it is. Skill code, recipe code. What's the main one that we're doing with here? Item name, item type, item number, item code. I think item code is what we're going to be working with. And when we import, if the item code is 0, we're actually forcing it here, so that's good. So item code, item number. No, it's just item, isn't it? How come I'm not getting like proper IntelliSense off of this? Item code. Template.item code. What's your problem here? Cannot use local variable template before it's defined. It's right, it's defined right there. Public void generate skill template, item template. Am I like using that twice somewhere or something? What's going on here? I've confused myself. template. What's the matter? Is this a static class or something? Public class, skill template manager. Why is it not letting me use this? I guess it's just not. Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and call this the item template. Should have looked. Sometimes you gotta look down instead of looking up. Item template dot item code. And we need to cast that as a crafting skill, which is just an enum, so it can take any number and just cast it over. That should be fine. And now we're going to create a new skill template for crafting, and we're going to take the item template dot, come on, item template dot item name. Let's do description. The skill is once again going to be the item code, just cast as a crafting skill. The skill code is going to be that which is basically just this. Either way, it's a cast, so it doesn't matter. And this is going to be crafting category. This is going to be skill tree. Didn't like crafting category. This is going to be skill type. What did you not like about that? This is crafting categories. This is skill categories. So skill category is a different thing there. Skill categories, I did add that in. Not just category though, let's call it skill category. And skill category, there we go. Crafting category is there correctly. And the icon is going to be already on the template. Item template dot icon, item icon. And the item template dot, let's see, this is skill tree tier. Public int skill tree tier equals 0 by default. This is the column that it will find itself in, skill tree tier, and then we'll add it in there. So that should auto-generate things for us. This is under the skill template manager, which I don't believe I have an mod file manager. Yeah, I don't have immediate access to it, but client.managers.skillTemplateManager.generate skill template used to generate a skill template runtime via item template import. We're going to pass it the item template, which has already been set up with this stuff. If we're running a parser, we're going to want to do the same thing. And are we importing the icon? We are. Sprite icons. Okay, so we can just copy this over here in the event that this is attempting to be loaded. Via text files. Load persistent item templates. Right, that to item template add. Stuff is all bunched up here. If new template can be learned, there we go, and this is also new template. Should be good, just these aren't named properly either. These are all new template, huh? Here as well. No errors. Let's try and compile, and then let's see. We want to finish. Yeah, so now we're not going to actually need to create skill templates for any new items that we want to be adding to the skill tree. We should just be able to go straight to... So I'm going to delete this guy. And I'm going to just build it on the minor strength potion template himself. So let's make sure this is set up. Null, it's consumable, minor strength potion, a small potion, provides a short-term boost to the imbuer's strength. And that's how you use the word imbuer, right? I might want to, it's kind of a difficult word. I might want to change that. In general, to act in a way which results in an object becoming completely permeated or impregnated by some quality. So not quite what I meant. To absorb or to be filled with. Well, yeah, that is basically. Imbue takes meaning. I've heard of people say that. Imbue the potion, but yeah. Provides a short-term boost to the... I just don't want to say drinkers. To the users' strength. I guess that works. We don't have an icon yet. Can change level tier rarity. Can be stacked. Can be stored. Can be crafted. We don't have ingredients set up for it yet. Let's just leave those alone for a minute. Alchemy consumable. No crafting station set up yet. Equipment can be consumed. Base stats of, strength. I want it to give base strength, I believe. We don't have anything that gives... Well, is it strength? I guess it's just strength, yeah. Let's say it gives you 5 strength. And then it can give you another 1 strength per level. And then this is totally made up. I'll have to actually think about this at some point. And it's gonna give you 3 strength per tier, whatever. I'm just making these up for the moment. We'll figure out the math later. Per rarity, again, just 3, whatever. So yeah, buff duration is going to be in seconds. So let's say 60 times 5, 350, or no, that's 300, huh? Can't be placed, can't be looted, can't be unlocked, but can now be learned. This is going to be on the alchemy skill tree, not the paladin skill tree. This is going to be a normal skill. It is a crafting skill, and it's going to be on tier 1. So, if all goes well, let's go ahead and just give it something to distinguish it between the rest of the ones. It should automatically generate a skill template for that now and add it onto the alchemy skill tree, which saves me some button clicking as I get into trying to make quite a few more of these. If all goes well. Duplicate item 658. I've got the top listed as 657 here. Who is 658? Did I make a bunch of... I did. There's the goblin stuff. Okay, so I didn't write that down properly. We want you to be 660, please, sir. My cat is chewing on something. I've got 4 cats, and one of them is unfortunately a biter. Covering up the window, or is that a glitch? What are you talking about? Window. Covering up the window. Not sure what you're talking about, Dust Rider. This guy's gonna be 660. And that should fix it. Covering up the window. errors. Crafting, alchemy, skill tree, doesn't have it. So it did not work as intended. Minor strength potion can be learned. Skill tree, alchemy, normal crafting. Let's see what went wrong. Did I get an error anywhere maybe? Named drop rate already exists for item mob, ignoring. This kind of stuff really works better if you add the item code. Named drop rate dot mob name, and I actually didn't get quite to fixing some of that up. We had some debugs still running there. You mean the screen here? This is just underneath the start screen. Anyway, I want to add some more debugs because that didn't look like it was working as intended. But now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot to finish Goblin Penny. We set as a named drop off of Hobgoblins. Hobgoblin Iron we set as a drop like this in the Goblin Dungeon in general. I think that's how the Goblin Penny should be too. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go to this Goblin Dungeon. Drop rate of 0.2. Max drop amount of 1, force rarity 0. It should be the same on both of those, right? Named drops. Don't need you. Goblin Charm, however, only drops off the Goblin Warlords, but at a drop rate of 1. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I fixed that up. Anyway, so we've got the minor strength potion being picked up by the item template manager. And it should be calling this guy, and we did get the duplicate detected. And again, you should really give the code in those errors so that I can track it down. You being me. So, well, let's just do a debug here, make sure it's getting called GST, and then skill tree, skill type, crafting category, icon tier. And then I'm adding it to the crafting skill templates, which is the same thing. Well, it's not quite what this guy's doing. Skill template. Let's actually look. This is the skill template manager himself here. He's picking up the crafting skills and building them like this. If these, I think I need to do some of this. The skill code is the recipe code. If the skill code is greater than 0, we need to set the skill to be that, which we are doing. And if the recipe code is greater than 0, we set the recipe up. How are we setting the recipe here? We're not setting the recipe anywhere, are we? Template.recipe. How did that get passed by? Template.recipe equals template.skill well, let's see, item. Item template dot item code, but this is, yeah, that's right, item code. And so we need to make sure that the item template manager sets that up when he imports, but he does. If the item code is null, which it should be, or -1, then it's going to, item number does not equal 0. It's going to set the item code based off of the item number. Should be correct. Do we have enough debugs in to watch what we are tracking? We're done with you. Generate skill template. This is what we're looking for. GST. Maybe it was just that recipe bit there. I think I'm going to click off of it so I'm not serializing it in the inspector here. So that property drawer might be setting it to -1 when I'm looking at it, which would change the value a little bit. Skills, crafting, alchemy. Still not there. Okay, GST called though. Am I ignoring 222555 unknown mob? What is this? Called by setup item template manager 222555. Is that just something I made to mess around with? Where's that coming from? I don't know what that is. Crafting had some funky stuff in it. This guy? No. 656, that's dangerous. Again, I need to be taking better care to track this thing. 660 is the current top. And I will make Terra Bomb here. I'll go ahead and make this one 660, and then we'll make the other one 661. Don't actually have Terra Bombs in yet, but that's something I do plan to get in. We'll set you to number 661 for now. Like I say, this is just incapable of displaying the actual number because it doesn't have a text associated with it since I'm setting it in runtime. Shouldn't matter though. Alchemy, normal crafting, skill tier 1 can be learned. Yeah, did GST call? It did. Okay, so GST worked. So we've got the skill template being added, no doubt. So it comes down to the skill UI grabbing them. Get skill tree template. It's going to grab from the skill templates and the crafting skill templates. That's what we're looking for. Skill template. Right, this guy here. Get skill tree templates. It was actually right above him there. He's crafting skill templates, add template dot skill template. Template skill is getting set up right here using the item code. That should work fine. And we're looking for the alchemy tree. So we should be getting that here. What are we missing? It's going to grab them, and it's going to look through all of them, and it's immediately going to spawn a button without any checks. And there's no destroys anywhere, so it should make it on there instantly. Assuming this is triggered properly. This is getting called. Duplicate skill template generate detected did not get called, right? That's an error. We don't have any errors. So he should be in there. Let's just do debug log pair.value dot skill name cat 4 plus, let's do skill tree dot to string plus found. That'll print out everything that it finds, but again, can be learned. Alchemy, normal crafting. Some silly little comma that needs to be removed somewhere or something. GST was called. We don't have any errors. Going to go to the alchemy screen. We've got major, we've got normal, and we've got minor, but no. So I'm setting up something wrong. Template dot, this is skill category. Crafting skills, skill name, skill tree, skill type. Item, let's see, skill template, crafting category. It's called crafting category, and I'm setting it as category. Template dot crafting category. We've got that down there. Skill tree is correct. What was this set up as? Category. Skill categories equals skill category. Crafting category is set up properly. No, it's skill tree is the important one. Skill trees, item template, skill tree. This is not correct. Item template. That might be it. Item template. No, that was correct. Sorry. We set it here and then we use it immediately there. Everything else is properly accessing the item template. Generate skill template is being called properly by this guy. Passing in should be during here. I is correct, right? For each item template in main, that's correct. Can be learned. Something's not right. I'm not seeing it though. GST Alchemy. So the skill tree is, oh, and I can even look at those, I think. Let's take a peek. I'm going to pause and let's go to managers. Skill template manager. It's going to let me look at those. Not the procedural watcher, not the network identity. Skill template manager, where'd he go? No, you're not going to let me look at those, huh? They're dictionaries, that's true. You can't serialize dictionaries. But anyway, alchemy has loaded. And it's just not coming through for this guy though. Category for alchemy found, alchemy recipes. And I did rename him properly to minor strength potion. What's going on here? The skill tree is what's most important. Because that's what the UI is calling above it here. Getting a list of skill templates. For each skill tree. Each skill template, if the skill tree is equal, it's going to add it. It's going to go through here and do the same thing. Not finding it right here though. I don't want to loop through all of them, but let's see. They're actually stored by the crafting skills, so I should be able to immediately upon adding it to that array. Let's debug log template. Let's see, crafting skill templates using the template dot skill, and I want you to give me the skill tree. And how about the, let's say what, skill name plus a space. So immediately upon adding it to there, I should be able to access it, get the name, and get the skill tree. And this is all the check that is being made here. So, well, that's not going to work, is it? Templates and templates. So we need crafting skill templates to be going in like this. Or is this not a crafting skill template? It is a crafting skill template, is it not? Why is this doing this? No, sorry, that's wrong. Yeah, this is just the list that we're adding there. I got sidetracked there for a second. Thought I found something, but I did not. So anyway, this is getting called. This is not getting called. We're expecting this to be immediately called as well. Let's just go ahead and let it compile while we think about it. Crafting skill templates. We're going to go through all of them, look for the correct skill tree. Assuming we find one, we're going to add it. We're not even getting that though, so it should... I mean, this debug alone should prove what's going on. Template.skill, template.skill. That'll give us the name and the tree. And these is what is being looked at. We're looking for alchemy. Minor strength potion on alchemy. But then this must be getting cleared somewhere. That's probably what's going on, huh? Skill template manager is creating a new dictionary every time this starts out, which is after this gets called, I'll bet. These are both called in quick succession, I believe, but one is going to be after the other. Skill template manager, and where is the item template manager? Skill template manager, item template editor. That's not actually what we want. So is it player crafting that calls? This is the enchant template generator. I think it's actually player inventory. Interface, UI, nutrition, inventory. Why does it say inventory set up here if it's not? Anyway, let's take a peek at who calls user. Player inventory, as I thought. So yeah, this gets called afterwards. Player inventory gets called. For example, if this is the local player, player inventory gets called immediately, after which player components gets called. So that's a timing issue. So we can get rid of our little debug checks now that we know what's going on. But we still have the problem. Let's solve the problem by, let's see. Skill template manager, start. I don't like using start on that stuff is why I do that. But this stuff can persist if you don't clear it. I believe I've got on disable actually might be important for... Might have some tiny memory leaks going on here, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think so, but could be. It's just a timing issue. So if we move the skill template manager out of here and up here, for example, that would work, but we only want to call it if it's the local player. And we want to call it before player inventory, which we can't call console UI just yet, can we? I don't think so. No, yeah, that actually gets called before any of this, so that should be fine. Skill template manager. Good evening. How's it going? It's still afternoon for me, but small world. I'm working on my game, Solace Crafting. I'm trying to set up my item templates so that they can automatically generate skill templates to be added to skill trees in runtime without me having to separately define a skill template. If you know anything about Unity, I could go into a bit more detail than that, but that's the gist of it. And I think I just fixed it, so we should be able to see on the skill tree for alchemy, we've now got a minor strength potion. So there we go. I am in Japan. It's 2 p.m. right now. And this is working as intended. Before we move further, though, I actually got to go in about 20 minutes here. I got a doctor's appointment. You have not unlocked that tier. That is correct. Let's see. I think I gave myself a bunch of mushrooms and stuff. I did. So let's go ahead and practice enough of these to get a level up. I'm not getting much experience from that. Eastern Standard, midnight, huh? Yeah, I'm from the West Coast, so I think most of my buddies are still up. Is that a 3-hour difference? Yeah, it's 9 o'clock in Seattle. I just blew through my alchemy ingredients. Might want to boost alchemy experience a bit. But in the meantime, let's see. I'm going to do some cheats. Pardon me for blacking out the screen. I don't think that I have this set up. Oh, I guess I do. No, I don't. Yeah, that didn't work. So I need to do something like this. And okay. So I just cheated myself a bunch of stuff there. And there we got a level up. So now I should be able to unlock. I need one more level. Shoot. One more level. Minor energy, minor health potion. Let's do 10 of these. Yeah, you gotta make way too many of these to level up. I'm gonna have to up the experience a bit. But anyway, we've got a minor strength recipe now. And I don't have an icon for it yet, but what do we need? A leek and a lemon. Let me give myself some leeks and some lemons. And I'm going to go ahead and save right here. This is early access. So it is, available for purchase on Steam, and we've got a very positive rating. So, but it is early access. There's some bugs. There's some this and that. But if you like, Worm Online or Minecraft, or it's a building crafting RPG. So some people don't like them, but if you're into those kind of games, it's definitely got some new twists to it. So I'm going to craft one of these, and yeah, that's fine, but it's not, I don't think I have duration set up properly is what I'm getting at here. Let's go ahead and save. I've got one crafted. I'm going to drink it, and yeah, that didn't do anything. So we just need to finish setting up how buffs are read in from this stuff's all good now. Item template manager, skill UI, I might use in a bit. Recipe database, we don't need you. Item database, we don't need you. We've obsoleted you all. So we are on player nutrition. We are consuming potions, and if the duration is 0, we're going to do that, and we don't even have an else set up yet. Okay, so otherwise, we're going to be making a buff here. And we have a buff class. Buff equals new buff. And let's open him up and bring him over here so we can look at him as much as we need. It's got a skill, a level, a list of the alterations, and a float for the time left. So I don't need to do all of these checks. Well, maybe I will a bit, but I'm not going to do them right now. So basically this is all that we need to do. We're going to make a new buff. We're going to grab all these stats. We're not going to directly do that. We're going to add the stats to the buff. Buff dot, what is it? Alts. And let's do add, and we're going to do a new stat alteration like this. And we're not going to do any of that just yet. So we're going to add all the buffs to the buff. We're going to set the buff's skill to equal, let's see, what are we working with? The item template. So the item template dot skill name. Skill name is just the item name, actually. And the buff's level is equal to the item's level. Slot.item dot level, and the buff's duration, what is it, time left, is equal to the template dot duration, buff duration. There we go. And now we want to do client dot player stats dot add buff, and that should take care of it. I'm not quite sure how it's going to do the icon. Yep, this is what I do full-time. I'm actually in my 4th year of doing this full-time now. I released into Steam 2018. So 18, 19, 20, we're in the 4th year now. Before this, I worked in an aluminum foundry doing computer-aided drafting. Prior to that, I worked in a hotel doing advertising and planning. Prior to that, I worked in restaurants all of my 20s, which is where I got good at Japanese before I moved over here in 2009. So I've got a potion already. I'm going to drink it. Skill, minor strength, potion not found. Unknown buff grabbed. So what are you talking about? Get skill template. No, it didn't try to find the crafting skill template, huh? Japan's pretty cool. It's really safe. It's actually not rated as the safest country in the world, which kind of surprises me. Not that I've been everywhere in the world. I think New Zealand is like rated above Japan. And I've got family in New Zealand. I'd really like to go see them. That's like a 12-hour flight, though. But yeah, it's really... Yeah, and it's mostly people in their 20s over here. People in their 20s in Tokyo that are just kind of think they're above it all, spreading it everywhere. Still, it's not as big as, like in the U.S. or some places, but it's out there. And we're very used to wearing masks and stuff over here. That's been part of the culture for decades over here anyway, so it's been better over here than it has been in some places, but not as good as it could be. Let's see if not crafting skill templates, 'cause it could be in here. Contains key, skill name. So in the event of both of these not being found, that's going to return. Otherwise, I don't actually have to do else's here because logically we're only ever going to hit any one of these three. Crafting skill templates. That's a string, huh? Skill templates are based on the string. Crafting skill templates are based on the crafting skill. That's a bummer. $8,000 daily cases? Wow, that's a bummer. Of course, the U.S. has way more populace than Japan does, Well, and I think it's like 4 times as much or something like that. They say if you take a quarter of the U.S. population and you cram it all into California, you get Japan or something like that. But yeah, that's a bummer. That's big numbers. Well, don't look at my code then, man, because I am an amateur. I am self-taught via YouTube, and it works. But that's cool. I don't have any formal training in C#. So, and a lot of this is written stuff that I wrote 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm constantly going back to stuff, going like, oh man, who wrote this? Like all of this stuff, these dictionaries. They were easy to set up, but now they're a pain to work with. Why is this one using a string as a key and this one's using an enum as a key? It's just blech. But it works, so it works. This is a pain though. How can I... There's no way for me to check for... And it's holding the skill template though, so I guess I could skeet through them. There's not that many of them. Let's just do that, I guess. So you're there. Let's do... Hold up. You're like that. Prior to getting to you, I'm going to go through each key value pair. What is this? Crafting skills, skill template, pair in crafting skill templates. And I'm just going to compare and see if I can't find if pair dot skill value dot skill name is equal to the skill name we're looking for. Then I will return pair dot value, and if we can catch that, we won't even make it to this block. So, well, I've got the thing right down here too. Crafting skill not found, but the buff mechanic is not attempting to do that. Maybe we should peek at that. Add buff. It's going to go through all the buffs. It's going to look for the same skill, see if it can overwrite one because of a higher level or a higher duration. This probably needs some work. This should be greater than, or I think. But I'll look at this here in a minute. I gotta go in like 10 minutes. I like Unity, but it's really, I'm used to it, you know. I suppose if I was used to Unreal, I'd like Unreal. I like Unity plenty, though. I don't really have any major problems with it. It's got some minor things that are a bit of a bummer, but really just kind of means you have to do more coding yourself. You know, it'd be nice if some stuff just handled everything automatically for you that it doesn't, but that's, you know, it's wishful thinking, really. If we find the skill, we're going to do any one of these. If we don't, we're going to alter all the stats. We're going to add the buff. What's actually calling the warning? Is it? It's add buff, yeah. Buff UI is what had problems there. And they were just warnings. It did add it. It just didn't know how to find an icon for it, I think. Right here. So this is actually looking for the icon timer text template. Yeah, get skill template. It might be a crafting skill template, so we can't actually assume that. We're adding the buff though, and we're looking for the skill name. So I think the way that we approached solving this is better. Let's go ahead and recompile and check it out. This way it should be able to get the icon it's looking for in the buff UI and put a little icon up in the upper right to show that we've got a buff on us. And let's go ahead and look at our strength before we drink it too, so we can compare before and after and make sure that's getting applied properly. The game is multiplayer. I run a dedicated Amazon instance. So there's a Big Kitty Games server, which is my company. And there's actually a really cool dude in our player community called Fletch. I hope I pronounced that right. Who hosts a beta server for us. So I'm actually working on the beta right now. We do waves of patches onto the beta first before we push everything live. Make sure I don't break everything unexpectedly. Strength's at 1,003. I'm going to drink it. It's going to go up to 1,008. And I'm going to get a 5-minute buff here of minor strength potion strength plus 5. So everything looks like it is working as intended. Question comes when I, for example, create a strength potion that's now level 1. And let's make another one that's level 2. They're going to be a little bit stronger. It says health. That is incorrect. Why does it say that? Not sure why it says that. But yeah, I just didn't update that. That's still using the old method. So currently I'm at strength plus 5. I'm going to drink my level 2 potion, and I'm pretty sure it's going to override it. It did. I'm at strength plus 7 now. What happens now if I drink strength potion that's lower than the level? It's still going to override it. And I suppose that is what you would expect. Just a bummer that, you know, if you overdrank a legendary potion by accident, might want to add some kind of logic in there. But maybe not. If the user clicked drink, then it's going to drink it. That could be acceptable, I suppose. So now all we're going to have to do is make a bunch more and try to find some icons for them. Which I have under asset loader, assets, icons, fantasy, icons, mega pack, potion icons. We got a lot, and there's a lot more than this somewhere else too. I generally stream Tuesday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Well, it's more like 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. with an hour lunch break in the middle. But like I didn't stream yesterday because I had some stuff to do, so it's on and off a little bit. But if you go on to Twitch, let's see if I can't look at my own. Every time I open up Twitch, it tries to show me a some like live band. I don't really get that. But should have my schedule somewhere. I don't like. I'm still pretty new to Twitch. Don't really know how a lot of this works. If I go to Malcare, yeah, I've got a schedule there. Then I need to update this to be more like 8:30 to 8:30 to 5, because I have not been making the 8 o'clock start. You know, the first couple weeks I was streaming, I was eating my cereal online and stuff because I wanted to start right at 10. But yeah, not totally necessary, I don't think, to be honest. So I've been doing more like 8:30. I think you have to go to the actual Malcare page, not just the channel. I guess you need to go to the profile, I think. But so I think I need to go here in like 3 minutes. But let's see if we can't compare. The potions we're currently using we got minor, major, and these guys. There we go. So it's these 3. So we don't want to use the same 3. But right on, thanks for stopping by. I know science and technology and programming in particular is not the most popular subject, unfortunately. I'm not shooting zombies. Let's do maybe like these 3. That guy's a little funky colored, but I can color him different. Minor, normal, and major. Those don't look too similar. And these two are right up. How about we find a small one that's upright? Like, maybe we don't have one. We don't need one. Maybe this guy though. 1, 2, 3. I'll just copy these over for now, and we can color them later. And let's say this guy is minor strength potion. This dude's gonna be strength potion. And this dude is gonna be major strength potion. Figuring out the math for these is gonna be a bit of a problem too. One thing about Solace Crafting is that distance is, or difficulty is based on the distance you travel from the start. So like these potions, you can actually make level 500 potions. So I need to make math that is acceptable across all of those levels. That's always a bit difficult. Because it just goes up and up and up and up. Right, you start out at 0, 0, and then in any direction you travel, say you're 10 kilometers from the start, that'll be level 10. All the monsters and stuff around there will be more or less level 10. So if you travel 50 kilometers, everything is then more or less level 50. And then there's no end, it's just procedural. So some people have made it out to level 10,000 and stuff like that. But if you drink a level 10,000 strength potion and it gives you, plus 10,000 strength, then it gets kind of silly. Because, when you're at level 1 and you've got 5 strength and you drink a potion and it gives you 2 strength, you're like, yay, now I've got 7 strength. But when you have 1,000 strength and you drink a potion and it gives you 1,000 strength, now you've got, you had the equivalent of level 50 strength. Now you've got the equivalent of level 100 strength, Yeah. It's just that the gap increases constantly unless you make the math much more static. And let's see, I was doing this just the other day with my potions and enchants Excel here. Where we were working on major health potions. But this is kind of one thing. When you're adding to actual attributes, it's kind of another thing. But yeah, I really just need to figure out the math for when you're at level 500. If you've been focusing on strength, how much strength do you probably have? And so then what's a good, plus 10% on top of that? So that any level you're at, a minor strength potion gives maybe 10%, the normal one gives maybe 20%, and a major one gives you 30%, But then, of course, just flat basing it off percentage is dangerous also, because maybe someone's got just pure strength and chance on, and then if you do a percent based, all of a sudden they're up to just ungodly numbers. But all in all, if it's fun, it's fun. It doesn't really matter if people make it so that their characters are really, really strong. If you've already gotten to that level, it kind of turns into a game where you're like, maybe you're level 100, but you can actually take on guys that are monsters that are level 160. So, if you're just aware of that, people just kind of figure out which zone they can fit into and stand their ground. And try to push deeper if they feel like, if you're one-shotting bad guys, maybe you'll teleport another 10 kilometers and see if you can handle stuff over there just as well or not. So it doesn't really have to be super, super balanced to be right at your level. But this is my old appointment. No appointment somewhere? Or is that on my card, maybe even? No. Well, I lost my appointment sheet somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it was the exact same time as 2 weeks ago. I've been having stomach troubles. I have trouble swallowing for some reason. I had to swallow a stomach camera in December. But, so I gotta go check up and get some new medicine. We're trying different medicines, so fun times. At least I can eat. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like I just got stream has disconnected, attempting to reconnect. Never seen that before. I was gonna come in and say so, but looks like it reconnected. But anyway, I'm gonna check out, go get my appointment. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you again, John. Thanks for stopping by. How do we say your name? This me? I don't know. People get my name wrong too, though, so hope you don't take offense. But have a good one. I'll be back. I might be on here tomorrow, actually. It's Saturday, but my wife's got to work, so we'll see.